Hello, and assalamu alaikum. My name is Ibrahim and I'm here to bring a Muslim response to to the President's State of the Union address. As like many Muslims and like millions of Americans across this country, we just witnessed a great event in this nation's history. Our president spoke to a nation that's in divide, but trying to as he's trying to bring it back to the middle and trying to consolidate and become a leader and to become, our nation's our nation's general. And it's great that, you know, as a Muslim in America, um, that these issues he talks about relate to us in every aspect of life. There are a lot of Muslims that right now are jobless. A lot of Muslims on unemployment. A lot of Muslims are graduating college or have loans from college. And the different issues he's talking about, such as the extension of the $10,000 credit for 4 years for families that send kids to college, is great. As a student that went to college and was able to get some of that burden off of some of the things that have been put on the table in the last few years since he's been president, have helped not only my family but millions of Americans. I mean, there are millions of Americans that are also called themselves Muslim, and I'm from a generation where I was born into the religion, but I'm also an American, proud of it. I will never run away from the fact that I am an American. I pay my taxes. I like football. I enjoy all aspects of American life. But the president did talk about things that you hear, but you can also relate to the Muslim world. One of his topics was we're a shared community with a common creed. There's no difference. I mean, I'm as American as apple pie, and as I coined it, I'm as American as bean pie. And me being Muslim, does not go away from the fact that I have to live in America and do the right thing. I have to pay my taxes. I have to work, and these things are thoroughly important. I mean, we live in a nation. 30 years ago, it'd been unheard of to think that there's a Muslim in Congress. And we have two, and Congressman Keith Ellison and Congressman Andre Carson. Um, I mean, you would never think to hear a congressman that's Muslim tweeting about, from those Congress chambers. You might see that congressman down the street. I mean, Keith Ellison is known to go to Master Muhammad in Washington D.C. and pick up a Muslim journal. So, I mean, it's a great feeling as to speak, because I don't feel any different than any other American right now. We've just witnessed the president's address as well as the responses from the Republican and the Tea Party. And here I will not bring in a partisan agenda, but Muslims need to be on all sides of the fence in all the courts. We shouldn't just be in one party or another party. We need to be in both parties to talk. The Quran says the earth is spacious, and it is spacious. So we have to be able to bridge gaps and broaden our horizons about this. And as one community, I mean, there are Muslims in all shapes and sizes in this country. You have African American Muslims, Pakistani, Indian, Jamaican, all Asian Muslims, all types of. You run the gamut of amount of Muslims in this country, and we're at a point where it's maybe me per se, or maybe other Muslims can. You're not afraid to say you're Muslim in the right crowd or in the wrong crowd. You're happy to be who you are, and it's not counted against you in some situations. Um, Now the president did make a president's speech was quite informative. Put us on a roadmap for success, I believe. Um, it also talked about where our nation's going. His main one of his main it's obvious his main agendas were technology and infrastructure. Trying to make sure that we're competing with countries such as China and India in this global marketplace and this global economy that we have. I mean, we're still the most prosperous nation in the world, but there is competition out there, and we have to be ready for the challenge. And I think there are Muslims that are engineers, there are Muslims that are architects, Muslims that work in government, Muslims that are social workers, and Muslims that are teachers that are helping build that American dream every single day. I mean, in one respect, we have Muslim teachers that part of the coin. He said the the teachers that teach in, I believe it was South Korea, are called nation builders. And we're doing that same thing here in America. That you have Muslims teachers that are building, building future generations, and they teaching kids that are Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, and Christian. And it's not their religion's not being held against them, and it shouldn't be held against them. I mean, and also, the president did do one thing that when I saw it, I had to put it on Facebook. Um, he was American Muslims are part of the American family. Um, the president did not have to call out the American Muslims, um, but I guess it was important because unfortunately our religion is being sometimes they're being spread with hate by a certain group of Muslims that are claiming they're using their religion to claim their extremist views. And it's good that the president made the American people aware that not every Muslim's a terrorist, that American Muslims are no different and they're part of the same family that are Americans. And Muslim Americans have been in this country for hundreds of years. I mean, in fact, at the president's iftar this year, he talked about one of the first iftars at the White House with Thomas Jefferson over 200 years ago. So Muslims have been here, and we're going to continue to be here. And it's important that we listen to what President Barack Obama says, and what he does. And hopefully, many Muslims around the world, and especially a lot of Americans, saw that speech and realized that he's looking out for our best interests. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, but we have to be willing to help our president and make sure you spread the message of trying to make sure this nation's better. We're not going to always agree, and there's nothing wrong with you know a discourse that doesn't turn violent. Um, and you can have debate, you can have disagreements, but hopefully those disagreements make us a much stronger nation and make us a better Muslim community. Um, just a couple more points. A lot of a lot of us Muslims, from well, one of our nation's biggest challenges coming up is Social Security, and we have a lot of, especially I would say there's a lot of African Americans that came up that were born in the baby boom generation, and them being born in that generation, it's gonna put a real strain on Social Security. Um, but just because you're Muslim doesn't mean you're not going to be fighting for a Social Security check, or that you're no different than anybody else. And we need to just be aware and pay attention to what's going around us, because if we're not aware, we're gonna get left behind. And that's one thing I do not want to see the Muslim world happen or get involved in. Um, Lastly, I say it is a pleasure to live in a society, especially as America, to be able to have a Muslim response to an event like this, and not just I may be an African American Muslim, but I'm not speaking on behalf of my ethnicity. I'm speaking on the fact that I'm an American that is Muslim in the United States of America. I'm proud of it, and it's something I'll take with me. Um, I'm also very humbled to be here as well. So, but I'll leave you with that. Have a Again, like the president was saying, God bless this country and God bless America, and that's it. Again, my name is Ibrahim, and assalamu alaikum. Have a great day.